What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Fremont Street. Tonight I'm going back in time. More specifically to 1941. Behind me is the El Cortez, one of the most historic properties in Las Vegas, and tonight I have one of their original 47 rooms. This is going to be cool. All checked in, and I must say, what a cool experience. I arrived a little early, but got checked in early with no problems whatsoever. I was assigned room 2208, which is on the second floor directly above the original portion of the casino floor here at the El Cortez. I found the semi-secret staircase and lugged my overly heavy suitcase up those creaky stairs into one of the coolest hallways I've seen in Las Vegas. I located my room and scanned my room key, which just so happens to be on my wrist, and opened the door. What a cool room. I'll show it to you later on in more detail, but let me just say, as a fan of historical buildings and historical charm, this is absolutely right up my alley. So cool. I will definitely say it's not for everybody, but it's definitely for me. As for the rest of this property, if you like vintage Vegas, you're going to absolutely love this casino. Let's go downstairs where I'll tell you a little bit about the history of this property and also show you what there is to eat, see, and do here at the El Cortez. We start this look around in the main lobby like always, and this lobby is pretty classy on a Saturday night. Live piano music, which is a nice touch. Hey, the El Cortez I mentioned opened in 1941, and at one point this hotel was owned by Bugsy Siegel and Meyer Lansky. They didn't own it all that long though. They had to sell it to finance their Flamingo project. Hotel registration is of course right here in the main lobby, and it's a small desk, but again this hotel only has 364 rooms. Right next to registration is a lobby bar. This is really cool. Tucked away here in the quiet northwest corner of the hotel is a Starbucks. This is a kind of nice feature because not all Fremont properties have Starbucks. So if you need your morning Starbucks, you're in luck here at the El Cortez. Also tucked away at the north end of the property is a nice little gift shop, and as a fan of Las Vegas history, you can bet I'm going to be checking this place out, looking for some El Cortez merch. I may have just found it right here. Like all casino gift shops though, price is a little steep. Ooh, $9.99 for a Modelo, $8.50 for a PBR. Yeah, I think I'll go down to the ABC stores. Now, I am staying in one of the original 47, so my room is right above the casino, but if you're in the tower, you've got elevators down here by the gift shop. There's also Cabana Suites that are in a building actually across the street. Hey, really quickly, while we're touring around, let me tell you about the sponsor of this video, and that's Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is changing the game when it comes to traditional wireless service. It's premium wireless service on the nation's largest 5G network without the premium price tag. You know what, let me find a place a little bit quieter so I can tell you more about it. Okay, much better. If you're worried about coverage, don't be. Mint Mobile provides 5G service to 98% of Americans and 4G LTE service to 99%. Mint Mobile introduced the concept of bulk buying into the wireless market, which means the more you pay for upfront, the more you save. And switching is super easy. Bring your own device to the Mint Mobile network or buy one from them, your choice, but whichever you choose, you get to keep your number and you'll keep all of your existing contacts. You can shop for your plan online with no pushy salespeople, and you can even activate from the comfort of your own home with eSIM. It's that easy. They offer some great introductory 3-month plans. At the link below, new customers can get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. And did I mention that all their plans come with a 7-day unconditional money-back guarantee? Try Mint Mobile today with absolutely no risk. Again, check my description box down below or scan the QR code on the screen right now and get started with Mint Mobile today. Thanks again to Mint Mobile for sponsoring this video. All right, let's get back downstairs and get on with the tour. All right, back down on the casino floor. You know, there was a time not that long ago when I would have told you that this hotel was a dump and you should avoid it. But that just goes to show you why we should always get out and explore these places for ourselves. This place is awesome, and I love the way they've blended the history with the newer parts of the hotel. You can't even tell what was the original casino and what were the additions because they've done such a good job. The Players Club here at the El Cortez is called Club Cortez, and although I've never done a lot of gambling here, I understand they're pretty generous with their offers. Maybe tonight I do some gambling here. They do say the slots are pretty loose down here. I love the little race and sports book here at the El Cortez. It's like a cozy den. Plush seating, big screens, super old school, phenomenal. Also, in case you're curious, the sports book here is operated by STN Sports, that's Stations Casinos, so you can use their app. Now, while I said I definitely love the way they respect history here in this casino, I do wish there was one form of history they had a little bit more of, and that's old school slot machines. The casino floor is almost 100% new slot machines, the new high volatility machines, you know, your favorite games like Dragon Link, Huff and More Puff, that sort of stuff. They do have a very small handful of coin-operated machines over on that wall. They are very popular. I just wish they had a few more of them. It's really loud in there, so I'm going to film this clip outside and then go in and show it to you. Just this year, they added a new addition to the casino floor here. 2 new bars called Roulette Bar and Show Bar, a new restaurant. It blends seamlessly with the old portion of the casino, and it is absolutely beautiful. Let's go in and have a look. Also included in the addition was a brand new high limit room, and you guessed it, more history on the outside. Check this out. It's not showing up all that well on camera, but the glass on the outside of the high limit room includes images of all the owners of the El Cortez, past and present. I mentioned Jackie Gone earlier. Here he is right here. I also mentioned that the addition added a new restaurant. That's it right here, Hot Nudes. It's an Asian restaurant. It looks to me like this is kind of their answer to 8 East down at Circa. We talked about slots, let's talk about table games now. Here at the El Cortez, they pride themselves on having the best blackjack downtown. Every table is a double-deck table, and every table pays 3 to 2. Here on this Saturday night, blackjack starts at $15 and goes on up from there, but there were plenty of $15 tables available. In terms of other table games, I did see $10 poker variants, $15 craps, and $15 roulette. The roulette tables I saw were all 00. Now, I don't know if you're tired of history by now, but I'm not. So one more thing to show you. This is the history hallway. This is pretty cool. It's lined with historical figures from Las Vegas, from entertainers to hotel owners, the Rat Pack and Elvis to Jackie Gone and the like. Check this out. You're going to want to see what's at the end of this hallway. And here it is. I didn't even know this room existed until just now. I mentioned they only have a handful of coin-operated slots, but they have tons of coin-operated video poker back here. This is awesome. There's not a ton of dining here because this is a small hotel, but there is this, Siegel's 1941. This is open for all meals, and I'm probably not going to get there for dinner tonight because I did film a pizza video on Fremont Street tonight, but I hope to have breakfast there in the morning. Last thing before I go upstairs and put the camera down, this is the parlor. This is a really cool lounge. This was filled up earlier with people watching WrestleMania, so I didn't get to come in. Now it's empty and it looks really inviting. All right, I can only watch other people gamble for so long before I decided it's time for me to have a little fun. I'm going to go upstairs, drop my camera off, come downstairs and try my luck. Wish me luck. I'll check back in with you guys on this video in the morning.
Good morning from Neil Cortez, and I do mean a good morning. Having some free in-room coffee. Actually, this is one of the things you get for your resort fee here at the El Cortez, which is nice because most places they say you're getting stuff for your resort fee, but really they're just blowing smoke. You actually do here, in a lot of places downtown, you get that free in-room coffee maker. That's nice. Let's talk about last night a little bit because I did gamble, but I didn't do it here. I actually wound up going over to Circa because, well, let's face it, I had free play and resort credit to use over there. That's how you know I'm not being comped this room by the El Cortez in exchange for making this video, because if I were, I wouldn't be telling you I didn't gamble here. I gambled somewhere else last night. But if you follow us on Facebook, you saw my post. While I was down at Circa, I actually got to meet Derek Stevens at Vegas Vicky's, and that was pretty cool. Anyway, after that, I played blackjack at Circa for about 2 hours, and I won a little bit of money, and I came back down here a little bit inebriated, let's just face it. I came back into this room at the El Cortez, and we had a problem. It was loud. 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 This room was the loudest hotel room I've ever experienced in my entire life. And you know what it is? It's not Fremont, because this is Fremont East, so it's not the Fremont Street Experience. It's the nightclub. Yeah, you know the one. Now, I know what you're thinking at home right now. It was only 12:30 a.m. What's the big deal? Well, it was my third night in Vegas, and I do a lot when I'm here, and today I have a very aggressive filming schedule lined up.
Very aggressive.
After I do all of that today, I'm going to the playoff hockey game tonight, so I needed some rest. It was a real problem. Let me throw it back to my despair last night.
I called the front desk. I said, how long is this going to go? Like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock? He's like, it could be 3 or 4 in the morning. I have to get some sleep tonight. I have to get some sleep tonight.
Now, to their credit, the front desk here at the El Cortez was very nice and very accommodating, and they offered to move me to the Cabana Suites, which is in a separate building, a block over. And I was told it would be much quieter over there. But I had all my stuff strewn about in this room, and I really didn't want to have to pivot this video to another room and finish it up there in the morning. So I decided to take their offer of earplugs and come back up here and wing it. I got back up here, I stuffed the earplugs in my ears, put 2 pillows on top of my head, and decided to just go for it. And to my surprise, I fell asleep.
Did you fall asleep or did you pass out?
Shut up! Whatever the case, I didn't wake up again till almost 7 o'clock in the morning, and it was a miracle. So before I go downstairs and get some breakfast, I did say that I was going to show you guys this room. Let's do that right now. So the first thing you're going to think about this room when you come into it is that it's small, but it's actually not as small as it looks.
That's what she said.
In fact, the only thing that's truly tiny about this room is the bathroom. We'll get to that later. But the other thing you notice when you first come in is how cozy and quaint and, quite frankly, cool this room is. The king bed doesn't dominate the room at all. There's actually plenty of floor space to move around it, and they offer these rooms in a 2-queen configuration, and I would think they still have plenty of space. I love the look. The headboard is super cool. From a comfort perspective, it was okay. It was a little firm, and the sheets weren't the best, but like I said, somehow I still slept. There is no desk in this room, although they're not exactly catering to business travelers. What you do have are 2 cozy chairs in the corner of the room with little side tables. A nice touch. It just fits in perfectly with the decor. I absolutely love the decor in here, the wallpaper, the greens, even the pop of red on the door back there is a nice touch. The artwork is super cool too, again playing into the history here at the El Cortez. Aside from the bathroom, which we'll get to in just a second, the biggest drawback of this room has to be the lack of power outlets. These nightstands are nice on either side of the bed, but there was nowhere to plug anything into. Let me show you what I had to do. The hotel's alarm clock was plugged in back here behind the nightstand, leaving no outlets for my use at all. Now, admittedly, I'm a nerd, so I travel with a power strip. But if you don't, you would have had a problem. You probably would have found yourself actually plugging stuff in the bathroom to charge your devices. Okay, true story. As I was putting the furniture back in place, I caught a glimpse of something underneath the nightstand. It was this. They had this just laying on the floor back there. It wasn't plugged into the wall, which was weird. But I guess this will work for you if you're staying here and don't have a power strip. The entertainment wall. Hopefully I have some clean B-roll for you because this is a mess. But a pretty good sized TV with a great interface and a nice channel selection. I already showed you the coffee maker over here. Also, there was an ice bucket with 2 complimentary waters. You have 6 dresser drawers for storage, and also in this dresser, a fridge for your own personal use. For a 1941 room, this room actually has a pretty good closet. Here it is. Very decently sized. Plenty of room to hang stuff up. You've got an ironing board in there. You have your safe, and there's plenty of space in there to tuck your suitcase away, probably even 2 of them. Behind that, a full-length mirror, so you can check yourself out before your night on Fremont Street. All right, the bathroom. I can't exactly get in there with my camera because it is quite tight. As a matter of fact, it probably ties in terms of size with that hotel bathroom I showed you over at the Fremont Hotel and Casino. Although here, I think it's a little bit more expected when you book this room because this room is from 1941, even older than the one at the Fremont, and they've tried to keep this, historical charm. Most importantly, is it a clean hotel room? Absolutely. It was very clean. The floors were spotless. The bed was crisp. In the bathroom, the only thing I found wrong were a few splatters on the walls, like hairspray and stuff like that. Collateral damage because it's so tight in there, although they probably should have wiped that down. But other than that, it was great. The tub and shower were spotless. No hairs. The sink was clean. No hairs. The toilet was perfectly clean. So, overall, I'd give the cleanliness about a 9. So I got in here to Siegel's 1941. First time here. I've heard a lot about this place. I had always thought this was a 24-hour restaurant, but apparently that's just on the weekends, Fridays and Saturdays. During the week, it is open late, though, till like 3 a.m. So it's a good place to come late at night if you're looking for a bite to eat, or like in my case, for breakfast. Let's have a look at the menu. The prices aren't too bad, especially when you consider how much food is with each one of these. All these that have eggs come with 3 eggs. Good thing I'm hungry. Well, service has been great. I put in my food order, and within about 5 minutes or less, I have my food. Yeah, it's pretty substantial. Country fried steak, smothered in gravy, 3 eggs, over medium, big serving of hash browns, wheat toast on the side. Yeah, I think this will fill me up. Cheers to a hearty breakfast on what's sure to be an exhausting day in Las Vegas. Aren't they all? Well, that was good. A solid breakfast, and for $21, that amount of food, I can't complain one bit. All right, time to head upstairs. I've got an hour before checkout. Give you my overall thoughts about staying here at the El Cortez in 2025. All right, that's your room tour. I don't know if you can tell, but I am rushing. It is 14 minutes until checkout. I'm enjoying myself one more K-Cup. There were 4 pods over there, which is nice. I'm going to wind up using 3 of them. All right, let's go over my overall thoughts for staying at the El Cortez in 2025, specific to this original 47 room. I'm not going to do pros and cons, quite frankly, because I don't have time, but I am going to tell you who I think this room is fit for and who it's not fit for. Overall, I thought the El Cortez was great. I mentioned last night that I used to think this place was a dump, and I think it was just because I hadn't given it a chance, although I do think it's come a long way in the last 10 years or so. This original 47 room is super cool, and if you're a fan of history, this room is for you. Admittedly, I'm a history nerd and I like old buildings and I love to see them preserved, and that's what you find here. This is super cool. El Cortez is also a great place for gamblers because they have great odds downstairs. Double deck blackjack that pays 3-2 is great, and I've also heard that the slots here are pretty loose, although I didn't give that a test. All right, who do I think this room is not good for? light sleepers, and that does include me. I think it's a miracle that I was able to essentially pass out and actually get some sleep last night, because I mentioned it before, and I'm not exaggerating, this was the loudest hotel room I've ever experienced. Louder even than the room I had over at the D a few months ago, and that room was right above the 3rd Street stage, and it was crazy loud. This one was even louder. Now, some of these rooms are on the other side of the hall, and they would definitely be quieter than this one, so I guess you're just taking your chances with that if you book one of these rooms. Now keep in mind, this is just one of the original 47 rooms. These rooms are on floor 2 and 3 above the casino floor. They also have a hotel tower here. They also have the Cabana Suites, which are about a block away just across the street, in a separate building. The accommodations vary. Those rooms look quite a bit different. The rooms in the tower, for instance, are quite a bit bigger than this one, and they have a much bigger and nicer bathroom as well. So if you want to stay here at the El Cortez and you don't want to do one of these original 47 rooms, check out the website, look at those rooms and see if those rooms are for you. Anyway, that's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. More than 85% of our views come from people who are not subscribed to the channel. I can't figure that out. It's totally free. Just hit that button. Also, turn on your notification bell. That way you get notified anytime we release new content. As always, I'll see you in that next video, because there's always more for me to show you on Show Me Vegas.